Hey, as always, I present myself as an honest, unapologetic opinion involving my community, the government, and of course the corrupt mainstream media. Today, I'm going to go ahead and endorse the candidates of this 2010 midterm election in my state. The first thing I want to do is start with the Ohio governor's race. I'm going to go ahead and throw my hat for the Democratic challenger, Ted Strickland. He's the current governor of the state. For the U.S. Senate race, I'm going to go ahead and throw it for the Republican Rob Portman. In the U.S. House races, which involve my community, basically the 3rd district, we got Mike Turner. He's a Republican. I'm going to go ahead and support him. In the 7th district, which is in Steve Austria's neighborhood, I'm going to go ahead and endorse him. He's a Republican. I'm going to go ahead and endorse the 2nd district Congresswoman Jean Schmidt. She's a Republican. In this 1st district, which is a competitive race between the Democrat Steve Dryhurst and you also got Steve Chabot. They're both fighting it out, but it seems like Steve Dryhurst may not win, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it to the Republican, Steve Chabot. And, of course, the soon-to-be House Speaker, John Boehner of the 8th District. I'm going to go ahead and endorse him. With a heavy heart, I really don't like that guy. But this state alone needs some direction. And the Democrats couldn't line up anybody who could defeat these guys. So basically, you can't really get in this area. This area is a Republican stronghold. Anyway, on to this U.S. midterm election. We're only a few weeks away, and I encourage people who are watching to go out and vote. If you got early voting, go out and vote early. If you're in this absentee ballot stuff, go ahead and fill out your ballot and send it in. And if you want to go on November 2nd and vote, do it. Let your voice be heard. The Republicans have the momentum. The enthusiasm gap is wide. The Democrats are trying to encourage young voters, black voters, Hispanic voters, and of course those who are first-time voters to go back and vote again. President Obama, First Lady Michelle Obama, Vice President Joe Biden. They're trying to encourage young voters to go out and vote again, and they're encouraging some of the celebrities who supported the president to come out and support him once again. The Republicans being led by Michael Steele, and a Tea Party movement being led by Glenn Beck or Sarah Palin or even Michelle Bachmann, the congresswoman from Minnesota. Basically, this whole thing with the Tea Party is that the Republican Party is now being forced to not moderate. Then there's no going to be compromising with the president. That's what they want. Rush Limbaugh even scolded at Congressman Darrell Issa of California, warning him if they compromise with the president, you're going to be on a third party. So basically, the Republicans made their decision. No support for anything the president does. Whether they pull out anything, they're going to try to repeal health care reform. They're going to try to stop the stimulus, and they're going to try to repeal some of the forms of the banking crisis. Basically the regulations on the banking industry, which was passed recently. The Republicans right now feel the taste of victory in enough ways, and if the Democrats lose control of the House and the Senate, it's going to be a disaster for all those who support President Obama. Basically, President Obama has been lagging on the public option, don't ask, don't tell, basically on the home foreclosure crisis, and also the closing of Guantanamo Bay. Some of the most controversial issues are still being on the table, which includes still people upset with him not showing his birth certificate. Most trivial things, of course, like him being quote-unquote a socialist. Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert are going to go ahead and do this Rally to Restore Sanity. It's going to be on October 30th. It's encouraging people who have sane minds, moderate, independent, Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, those who are sick and tired of the extremism coming from MSNBC or Fox News, or tired of all the bloggers and all the antics from talk radio. It's time for you to go out there and make your voice be heard. Anybody who has a moderate view of America, time to go out and make your voice be heard. Jon Stewart had enough of what's going on with the Republican Party and the Democratic Party and conservative talk radio, liberal talk radio, MSNBC and Fox News and CNN. He's gotten so frustrated with it. So he declared that October 30th is going to be the day where all the moderates get their voices out there. And it's going to probably be a huge rally. One thing is clear that Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck, and Sarah Palin are very powerful voices in the conservative movement. They are very active in trying to defeat the Democratic Party and President Barack Obama. From the comments you see on the internet to the people who you talk to in your daily life, you're going to see someone who has a frustration with President Obama over something that's either trivial or something that's just really affecting their lives. Now, I always say this once again, if you don't have a job, you don't have no money, and you can't afford to get a loan for a small business, and you're having trouble trying to make house payments, then you should have your frustration with President Obama. But all this crazy stuff about socialism or about government takeover or too much government influencing your life or him being a Muslim or he's not doing anything for white or black people, all that stuff is irrelevant. That's the stuff that I get frustrated with. It's the fact that some of our American public is so driven with this outrage and they get on the keyboards and type all this crazy shit on my internet page and it just makes me mad. So today, as I endorse these U.S. Senate candidate Rob Portman, the Ohio Governor Ted Strickland, and these U.S. congressmen and congresswomen, I want you to understand that this is just a beginning of what's going to happen when the Republicans take over. Whether Ted Strickland wins or not, if John Kasich wins, he gets the power to control who gets Congress. Basically, he gets to draw the lines. So the Democrats need every vote that can happen. And even though I don't support the Democratic Party 100%, I got at least 60% of my support for them and at least 20% for the Republicans due to the fact that the conservative movement has gotten so far to the right, it's now just turning me off. So for anybody who supports my videos, whether you live in this state or you don't live in this state, I encourage you to vote. It's a matter of importance. Take care.